dreams come true. It could be you. DG Homes, modern, luxurious living for all.
Royal Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Chaguanas. Telephone 665-3377 or email royalregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Royal Regis and Company Limited.
Restyles Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial, embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Restyles Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We are on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
Yo! Emancipation Weekend, July 31st, DL exclusive, and Cove Carnival presents the biggest event to hit the East, Beach Fest, going down inside the Beach Recreation Ground. The Family Fun Day kicks off at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Bring out the family. It's a day full of games and activities. From 9 p.m., you know the fete start. Performing live, Chutney Superstar, Anthony Batson, and Ken Exotic, Trinidad Killer. All the way from Jamaica, reggae sensation, Norris Man. R&B, Hot Star Tassa Group, and much more. Get your tickets now while stocks last. SNS Prasad, Rio Claro and Mayaro, Cross Cutters in Brandy, Cross Cutters in Valencia, and the New Day Bar at Beach Junction. For more info, call 374-3190, 301-0052. We going Beach Fest!
To Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for $500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
Ready, set, let's go. It's that time again. Racetrack, T-Tassa, and Hot 93. Drag, drift, and car meet. All weekend of motorsport, amusement, and action. Emancipation Weekend, July 30th through 31st, 2022. Saturday Night Drag, Sunday Drift Expedition, Car Meet, Sound Quality Expo. All roads lead to Wallafield this Emancipation Weekend. Track Fest 2022. You choose. And when me drink, we get a natural boost. Ginger, lime, and turmeric. Keep away every sickness. Get a bottle of this orange spice. And make a healthy choice in your life. And let me drink up the juice. And let me drink up the thing from the roots. And let me drink up the thing from the fruits. The you choose.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Hoover. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Guacano Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry and private parking. Starting at 1.275 million, Home is DG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8990. DG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Mona Lisa. A party where old school rules and new school is a must. Mona Lisa. On August 6th, at the Center of Excellence, come experience a fantasy of glamour.
You want to bamba? You want to G with the big boy?
After a long-awaited 2 years, Mona Lisa is ready to take you on a journey like never before. Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. With a star and a cast of DJs. Shotmaster J, Kabuki, Sensational Sammy, Reese T, Beats by Robin, Clive the Outlaw, The Hitman Howie T, Dr. Hyde, and powered by Prestige Sound System. Limited $150 early bird tickets. Available at islandetickets.com. On August 6th, Mona Lisa, Center of Excellence, Macoya, More FM, the official station for Mona Lisa.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chabonas, and Cougar. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Hi, this is Ria, host of That's Not Love on More FM, a program that is addressing the issues of abuse and domestic violence that will be aired every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 104.7 More FM. If it doesn't share, respect, nurture, empower, and build, that's not love. Feel free to join me in this much needed discussion. Call me live at 628-3131 or 628-9595. That's not love.
Goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made to savor at the Royal Castle. Oh, come the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Oh, our Father,
Trinidad,
who art in Zion, all the way.
What? This hour?
Thy kingdom come on earth, thine will be done on earth. All the way, be thy name.
Stand your ground. Push back.
Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's approximately 19 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock, and you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith, Michael Kerr, Director Cuff, and you, the people out there in your thousands of you. I say a pleasant good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. A pleasant good morning to you. To all senior citizens, good morning to you. To the physically challenged, disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister isle, Tobago. Good morning to you, Tobago.
Trinidad!
All loyal listeners, callers, well-wishers, supporters, critics, haters, most importantly to all stakeholders, patriots, Trinbagonians, people that will put their family, their God and their family before they put politicians, race or religion. They'll put God and their family first. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Pleasant good morning to each and every one of you that are locked on to us on 104.7 More FM throughout Trinidad and Tobago. A pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting, yes, not forgetting our sister oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Not forgetting Real Media TT, to all of you that are locked on Real Media TT on Facebook and on YouTube. Yes, Real Media TT Facebook, Real Media TT YouTube. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Oh boy, on Facebook, Kati already there, man. Rajinja Maraj, Kenny, a pleasant good morning to you. Oh boy, on YouTube, Grace Caesar, all of you. Netscake, all of you. Donna Gockings, all of you. Gita, all of you. Oh, Anne-Marie, Reyes, all Anne-Marie's. Margaret Williams, Selena Golcharan. Oh boy. Well, don't forget, encourage people to like, share, follow. The following is very important. So whenever we go live, because again, we will be going live within various constituencies or areas, showing up all the ills of the people very soon. So make sure and follow. So when we go up, you all will know. Well, look, they are live right now. And when we went up live by the UN building, oh boy, Alison Smart, Hafiza, and Mohammed, all of you. A pleasant good morning to you. But first and foremost, wasn't that wrong a little while? We have different burner issues for us this morning. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Lennox Smith. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. What's different burners? What's making the news? It was a long weekend. What's up, Lennox Smith? A pleasant good morning to you, Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed, a pleasant good morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, Lennox Smith, my brother.
Yes,
you
indeed,
go ahead, man. Talk to the people.
Yes, I must. I know that I have not been around consistently, at least for the past 2 weeks, but I assure you, the act was read to me. I cannot go beyond 2 weeks, even though I could take another 2 or 3 more days, but certainly the attack was read, so I have to be here. That being as it may, level of commitment and so on, some of the things I will not be able to disclose. I hope I would have had an opportunity to disclose some of the things that I've been engaged in, but rest assured that I have been in the engine room. I have been, of course, in the mechanic room. I have been in the nucleus, and wherever the whole question of democracy, the promotion of the Trinidad and Tobago, good governance, etc. Rest assured, the ground report, when it is our member of the team is absent, rest assured that serious business are taking place in the background, some of which, of course, I'm not at liberty until, of course, I get the all clear to, of course, disclose. That being as it may, I am here, of course, and I expect it to be a regular feature henceforth. But the fact of the matter is that we have some serious matters that we have to address now. Clearly, the present administration not just has lost its way, but that is an understatement at this point in time. We have had, of course, a retreat not last weekend, but the weekend before that, and emerging out of that, we would have heard a special report by the opposition leader, having gotten a copy of the agenda, and fundamentally, it is what we have been waiting for some time, and that is to say, elections. And elections is in the air, and this administration, as she rightly pointed out, would use, and as we have demonstrated to you, would use state resources in order to pursue their own agenda as a private entity. Yes, the PNM is a private entity. It is distinct and separate from government. Do not allow those brainwashing and that, of course, what is considered to be advertising in a way to suggest that government and the PNM is one of the same. No, the PNM is a political organization, just as just as MSJ, just as UNC, just as my own party, of course, Love, and we can go on and on. Do make the distinction, please. There is nothing sacrosanct about Dr. Rowley and his minions. They are individual citizens just as you and I, who have an opportunity to vie for public office. And if we don't have that inclination, but there are those who have like they, and then they disappoint or they betray, then we have a duty and responsibility as members of the electorate, even though we may want or have an ambition to serve. But if the people reject us by way of an election, we just go and try again. But the fact of the matter is, there's nothing sacrosanct, there's nothing superior, there is nothing sacred about Dr. Rowley and the PNM. Do not allow you sycophants to be lured into that notion and that feeling and the general population. That is what the Gong Report has been all about over the years. And of course, I want to say formally a pleasant good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web, listening, of course, to the Gong Report on 104.7 and the Real Media TT. We cannot, of course, distinguish one from the other. They go simultaneously. That being as it may, and in terms of specific issues, I've already mentioned in brief, and I'm sure that people will have that on their minds as well, what transpired in that so-called retreat at our expense, clearly, because it took place fundamentally at the diplomatic center, so we know that it is at state expense. But to hear that it is about, of course, how PNM parliamentarians responded to the opposition, and even how they sit, and if they are, and when they are absent, to make coy and maybe derogatory comments, and all of that demonstrates that a government, a PNM government in office, has lost its way, and we know that they are on the ropes to condescend to that level of what I consider to be irrelevance. I think it is unbecoming of an administration. That being as it may, of course, the crime is the other issue that I think is very, very crucial. Of course, once again, we have Acting Commissioner of Police, clearly, in my view, having regard to my own background in criminology, has lost his way, and he has run out, frankly, of excuses as to why the situation is as it is in the country. And of course, he is now depending on the so-called utilizing or declaring crime as a national health issue. Unfortunately, I don't know these days if a fella pick up a gun, or he takes a knife and he stabs or he shoots, the consequence of that, you can now classify it as a health issue, because a man take a gun and shoot you, whether you die or not. But the fact that you take up a gun, another man shoot you, and they are saying now it is a health emergency. I cannot make the comparison, but that is Dr. Rowley and the logic. I suppose they have run out of excuses as well. But of course, the Acting Commissioner of Police has said that you should not focus on 2020 and 2021, because the situation is one where COVID was largely responsible for what transpired, and I suspect it is an attempt as well to reduce the efforts of his predecessor. That is the only interpretation I could garner from that statement as well, meaning that Gary Griffith not wanting to give him any credit for any reduction that might have taken place. That being as it may, he's on the bandwagon. Out of that retreat, Dr. Rowley, we understand, met with him, and the approach of the government not dissimilar to one that was told to us before, and that is an all-government approach. Remember that? That was, of course, told to us during the election campaign of 2015. Remember that 2015, we had a subsequent election of 2020. And, of course, when we saw how crime and criminality was dealt with as far as an all-government approach, we know that that was pie in the sky. Nothing dissimilar to the promise of no subsidy, no property tax, and we can go on and on in terms of the disappointment. So that is one area that I'm sure is a talking point today. But I know that people are looking towards, of course, the calling of the elections. The PNM clearly is in preparation. There is some internecine, that's the term I would use, some internecine or internal ruffle-feathering as far as the PNM is concerned. There are some people who are totally, whether they are in the inner circle, the inner of the inner circle, or just outside the inner circle, are very, very concerned and very disappointed with the conduct and the administration and the rolling out of policies and programs by this administration, and in particular the fact that in spite of the much talked about procurement legislation, to see that the gutting of it resulted in over 200 times members of the cabinet, I cannot overemphasize, members of the cabinet recused themselves on clearly not just conflict of interest, but one can safely say corrupt conduct that will otherwise, save for that recusement, could be deemed as that. And I keep saying that the formula you must use, we use it on the ground report, and that is, if such occasion was under the Kamla Persad-Bissessar prime ministerial position. Let me repeat that. If Kamla Persad-Bissessar was the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and Dr. Rowley was in opposition, and over 200 times ministers recused themselves on the basis of, and I'm being generous here, potential conflict of interest, because it would have been conflict of interest, that is why they recused themselves. What Dr. Rowley as opposition leader would be saying, and you use your conscience, I will leave it right there. Let me repeat that. If Kamla Persad-Bissessar was Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and over 200 times Rowley being opposition leader, and over 200 times members of her cabinet would have recused themselves on the basis of real, because that is what it is, real conflict of interest. What Rowley would have been saying then, in between, and now, I leave it there to your conscience. And you sycophants, and those of you who believe that somehow you have you are supporting, or you are on a train that of course will lead us out of the morass that Dr. Rowley and the PNM has got us into in this country, COVID or no COVID, because prior to COVID, of course, that was in fact the case, and that train was heading to crash anyway. But I leave it up to your conscience to make that determination. So that being as it may, we look at that aspect of it in terms of what is happening there and the repercussions. And then of course we have, and I will end here by saying that yes, it is still a live issue, and that is some say is Laimore, but of course the person at the center of all of this controversy, leading to a number of issues internationally as well as locally, and of course coming out of that vote that was taken in no confidence in the current Attorney General. Not that the previous one people had any confidence in, but the current one, who has found himself in a situation where his integrity and his position as Attorney General, significant in any government in this country, is untenable. But there's the argument, of course, and the found voice are talking about the Trinidad and Tobago Law Association found voice when Kamla Persad-Bissessar rightfully, this is our position, at least my position, Kamla Persad-Bissessar rightfully had to call them out. She had a duty and responsibility, and we wait with bated breath the minutes of that meeting to find out those persons who would have, of course, endorsed with all of the evidence before us, both in public and private, and also extended to those who would have endorsed the or rejected that motion of not having any kind of support for this man called Amo. Some say Limo. But the fact of the matter is that they say they have confidence in him because on some instances they're saying that we are good friends, you're a good man, and he's a former, of course, head of that organization. That was not called for. What was the issue? Whether he lied to a foreign jurisdiction legal system, and that would have had to condition their decision, but instead of that, it went on, of course, the personal aggrandizement and personal experiences and all of that, which has nothing to do with the substantive matter, which, of course, those who criticize that, including, of course, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, I think they are well placed, and the matter clearly has not been fully ventilated. And they continue, of course, the opposition, that is, to ignore the Attorney General once he is in the chamber, and of course there is session there, and the chamber is in session. At whatever level, the opposition has decided that once he is there, they would leave. Once he has to take, of course, the floor or the podium, or is on the floor of any one of the bicameral parliamentary system that we have in this country. That is to say, the lower house or the upper house. Andy, I think that is where I will want to go. Cuff, I know that Andy has stepped out. Could you give us an update as to what is happening on the social media platform? And if not, we'll open up the lines immediately. I don't think I should take up any more time at this stage. Give them the numbers to call, and we will continue, of course, making our intervention where it becomes necessary, especially where questions may need to be answered. Only the ground report might be able to provide at this time. Cuff? Cuff? I am not hearing you, Cuff. Hello? Cuff?
Hello?
I'm assuming that I'm still on. And of course, yeah. Cuff?
Hello? Hey, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. I omitted, of course, my manners would not allow me to forget, but but the brain is such. Good morning to you, my friend, and of course, give them the numbers and tell us what is happening on social media. I think I've raised 3 or 4 issues that I'm sure is on the minds of all, especially the election and the proximity we are to it, having regard to the last weekend, not the one just gone, but the one before that, where, of course, elections and the strategy of the PNM to, of course, malign and to castigate and to transfer blame to the UNC. Still, I don't know if they believe that strategy would work, having regard to what transpired in Tobago, what transpired, of course, in Sangre Grande, what transpired in San Fernando, and they seem to be losing ground. But they say a fool and his money is soon parted. I suppose in this case, the PNM and their seats will soon part once they call an election. That's the only analogy I could relate to that kind of stupidity. But that being as it may, go ahead, my friend.
Okay, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to you, Lennox Smith. Also, yes. Andy Pippa Williams, Mikey K. Good morning to the listening public on 104.7 FM. Also, good morning to the viewers on Real Media TV on Facebook and YouTube. Good morning to Ali Trini, Patricia Hutchinson, Matilda Rhodes, Marilyn Cicharan, Susie Kabuzi. Good morning to Alicia Ghani, Budram John as well, Prem Ranch Bajanath. Good morning to the Wolverines, also Cheryl and the Beehive, Latran James, Frank James, Trini Nairo, Jai Raj Singh as well. Good morning to you. Good morning to Laverne Cumberbatch, Mina Steiner, Grace Caesar, Rosa Ali, Selena Golcharan, Ron DMC, Savita Mudan. Good morning to Venus Star, Tarasi Prasad. Saber and Gani, Anne-Marie Reyes. Good morning to you guys. Good morning
Quite
to
a lot of
Let's Kick
them.
as well.
Quite a lot. Thousands, as Andy like to say, and myself, of course, thousands. Yes,
Yeah,
of
there's a
course,
lot
it's
of
not
people.
all bad news, but at the same time, we have to identify. Of course, the West Indies lost in Trinidad. Yesterday, of course, those of you who are sports enthusiasts will tell us, and of course, our relay team, I think they were qualified for the finals. I don't know what transpired on the side. It would have been yesterday. Those of you who are sports enthusiasts, well, please tell us. We want to get a variety. That is part and parcel of our daily experience. We open up the lines. Cuff.
The numbers to call are 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120.
Yes, indeed. So the lines are opened up very, very early, so that we get your front burner issue, and you can of course capitalize on what was said before. Good morning.
Hey, Lennox, morning.
Good morning to you.
How you going, man?
I'm all right. Working hard, boy. Night and day.
You can't stop that, boy. You're about to work hard, boy. What I was trying to tell you yesterday, Lennox.
Yes.
Fly crossing on the elephant back crossing the bridge. And
Uh-huh.
get across each boy. We have better shake up that bridge, is that as long as Amo remain in the PNM camp, it's very shaky. And they're going to take much trouble over the PNM right now. You know, the hurricane, a little freak storm could blow here away and blow down the whole government.
Yes.
Look at the position.
Yeah. It's untenable. I cannot see the Prime Minister, sustaining the kind of blows that will come his way, both internationally, again, and locally. Yeah.
Yes, we are going at it now. They're placed in a position now. If they fire Amo, they will make Kamla look good, and they don't want that at all. But they will
Yes.
to be embarrassing the association, their friends.
Mhm.
They're
Yes.
in a position right now, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, Quagmire, they're in a vice grip.
You know, obviously, Kamla is a great poker player. She's a big hand. She had them in a fight, I want to see how they get out of that.
Yeah, I too, I would want to see, but I suppose Dr. Rowley has this kind of way, pretend that it didn't happen, and then of course he then goes into a rambunctious mood, aggression, the best form of defense, and then of course he attacks. So we know, but let's see how he gets out of this one.
But yes, you know the COVID thing too. He tells them all the time, all these vaccines will get people the immune system weak. So he's going at somebody else now too with the COVID thing. He tells anybody that. They must encourage people to take this vaccine right through. And people the immune system break down now. It's like this thing that passes people will get. So as you say, you go come with some kind of rambunctious thing. To try and get no way out of this. PNM people feeling like they didn't want to say this PNM right now with this Amo man. So Amo could bring down our whole government, That's what I wanted to do yesterday. Thanks for the
Yes,
call.
indeed. Yes. In other words, we were saying that he will take out one of his bullying tactics. In other words, more grassroots and more universally accepted as a bully. Yes, indeed. Of course, we go back to the lines. Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Ground Report.
If Kamla was Prime Minister in this country, doing all that crap, all also Roger would have been pulling mannequin all over town. But you see, PNM, we look where PNM still had a strong supporters. All them union leaders still PNM. Why, if you have they had equality in the heart, they would have done march and move Rowley long time. But they don't have equality.
But what you think Rowley would have been doing if he was opposition?
Oh God, Rowley would have been behaving all the time like a pitbull. Right through. He's Kamla. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, that's a rhetorical question, but it needs to be answered and it needs to be asked. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. Are you going to make the numbers again to call?
The numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251 or 239-5120, 239-5120.
Thanks. So you cannot accuse us of not opening up the lines. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Lennox, my DK. Mandy.
Good morning.
Good morning. He is momentarily engaged. He will be joining us in a few.
You can stay up this morning for my time. You talk too much anyway. Anyhow, Lennox.
I hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Lennox.
Yes.
I want to applaud the PDP. I want to applaud Washington Chuk and the young lady for all the work they have been doing throughout the East-West corridor. Because, Lennox, I was shocked there. You know, we might need to the UNC in detail, but they have done a lot for Beaton and a lot for and a wider aspect. They have done a lot for Trinidad and Tobago. We live in Lavantel, Mova, John, and these areas where these data head, these two old people, I can't call the name I want to call them, continue to vote for a party, continue for the husband to feed them, and still go back and vote the PNL. When people like my father saw Kamala and them that raised the pension twice, Ministry of Works back pay twice, housing get back pay, Wasa get two, and it is to go on and on and on. When a woman wants to deep milk, all mother get milk. She didn't say go and make baby to get milk, but they get milk. The school feeding program. And the list can go on and on and on and on. I do give the children annually Lennox. And I have what I should say, evidence of it too. That annually I will make sure, like for instance, the bus running in excess. Because so he said, I'm listening to check now because you don't know. I just up to the poor. He said the poor and make sure they go to school. Because my father is a gamble. But he said, make sure we go to school though. From Shoma go right back. The school is very important. So we were brought up in that, see my father helping out people with the booklets, and we were brought up in that social work, Lennox. And what I'm watching and seeing today is in mobiles all over. Don't that card. I buy a beat up and I see they bought some card, some black card with the PDP initiative. And I say, what's the initiative with that? And I put to that's my initiative.
Okay.
The young lady said, she said, listen, what do you think the PDP can do to help? I said, let me tell you something. As it's when you help poor people, especially those who cannot help themselves, I said, remember here. My father will say somebody else, here, you help them out. I said, for the poorest, and buy the books in them. I see you have a big gold chain, and a big ring, and a tight pull up in your belly. You have no books to see what you for. So I look for the poorest and the poor. And then I say what everybody sat down, the LLM meeting, and they talk to them and stuff. About 48 booklets thus far, but you know more is needed. More is needed. Got stationaries, and some of them receive a card. But I say the one that said it, when somebody want to hit the ground, that card and those books shall be given out by the PNM. By the PNM. So I said to Mr. Jackson, I said, you know what? People go remember all I said, buy all them children books so they can buy. I said, take a big initiative of a hamper drive. People have lose their work through the pandemic, some of them still working. Some people lose their job being victimized through this administration, this PNM-led administration by Dr. Rowley. I can't just say Rowley, there are a lot of people in Rowley, the Prime Minister. And the people suffering. So this kind of what I'm not going to see some others have received two. Some single fathers, they have one Some of them get 2, and they can go to attend at one of those bookstores.
Where this card came from? From whom? From who it came from? PDP. Okay, PDP. Okay. It's sounding like a food card now, so that's why I want to make the distinction. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
And they come in with the food card. They come in with the food card and they get the speak. They come in with the food card, you know. So
Okay.
you hear things on the ground. And he's a man on the ground.
Yes.
So let us say necessary. Why it is with here, but nobody else going to take up that initiative. These Ghana here, these two nasty people in Beetham, Laventille, and in Byron, both all here. Right, Alex?
Yeah.
The car is for this bookstore.
All right.
Something booksellers. But anyhow, Alex, I just saying to this. So some of them plans them at 700. The car is not going to buy cigarette. I know we evolve on nothing. It's going to get books or stationery. Anything that the bookstore sell that is needed for a child to compare with the other. I'm saying it's a game. Very nasty man. When some of them come to us, how much them can eat?
Yeah.
You know the man that's called Stephen Westfield?
If what?
Man, you must know Westfield.
Yeah, Westfield, of course. Mr. Westfield, yourself.
Right.
I am the one. Let me tell you this. I am the one, just in case, because I don't want PNM to take credit for it. The Inter Beetham community sports and passion, that Queen's passion, that competition. I designed that. Westfield came up to my office and I designed it, but I never attended any one of the function for the challenge trophy that was provided by the Prime Minister. I and all did the letter to get them to meet the Prime Minister then. I talk about Manning to get that challenge trophy for the Queen's competition. I want to make it clear. It's important that we take credit for what we have done and not give them any credit because he is a supporter of the PNM.
Yeah, wicked man. You ever wonder, Leno? Them elderly, them old people, were living in Lemon Street, a street away from my street. Who you carry to take the vaccine up there? Them to take the vaccine. The girl, the lady in the sky, out there talking to me. She said, listen, all who see me will still carry to take that vaccine. Yeah, I hope you're listening. The dead one by one, all dead. You don't see people just tell for long in the street? All them elderly them who went up to take that vaccine at the community center. Hines and days are numbered politically. Young people like people and the PNM days are the whole. But we don't know. But once some of them ungrateful people in Laventille and John, I got tell my last I walk John, and shoot me again. The lady said, but the woman from John he called and tell her 48 booklets. I choke a little credit up. So this is something just embedded in me. Not just Kamala, Rowley every day. This is time for school and education. And I ask again that anybody want to have a child can have a case because you're fighting them. And to ready for some education and training to get ready. And this mindset that people have in Laventille and Beetham and Byron, that great is the PNM. Hines and Rowley and Colin, but our way.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Of course, I would give Anderson extra time any time, largely because not of the Herculean task that he has taken on, but I think as a young man that I admire, he has been consistent in spite of the challenges, both internally and externally. And of course, if Hines did only walk with some hampers in his car, the people would not have thrown dirty rain, flood water on him that caused him to run out of the Beetham some time ago. It seems as though he seemed to be have an affinity for rainwater because at a function on Henry Street, clean rainwater crashed at 10th, under which he was given a speech. So it appears that he is that blighted. But let's go back to the lines. I thought it was important, of course, to give him that laxity. It doesn't mean that everybody will get that all that time, but I think it's significant. Good morning.
Good morning, and the listeners.
Yes, good morning to you as well.
Well, like Anderson say, I only call in because I'm here there, because when you call when Andy on and you don't side with his views, bam, you get cut off. So that's why I stopped calling. But as I hear you, we discussed correspondence, so let me call.
Andy's views would be the views of the Ground Report. He would be in charge at the time, so don't vex with him. But of course, if you have a different view, well, of course, you always have in the night you have the corridor transformation as well. So no problem. We give you choices. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I just leave him, and I don't bother to call. All right. Because I just call and all show on my key and thing.
Yes.
Anyhow. You didn't get a chance to look up on the Gary Griffith episode about the two. Let me say it was reported by Gary Griffith on a press conference that a present minister, I say it again, a present
minister. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I did. Yes.
Is in possession of two high-powered rifles, right? With bullet piercing through armor, right?
Yeah.
So
yes, I did.
About it, you could bring it an update to the listeners.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that they'll have a copy of the clip. I'm sure that when Andy comes on, he will have that as part of his arsenal of audio and video to share with you.
I think it was on CNC3.
We saw it. We saw it. We will have a copy of it. All right. Thanks very much.
Okay, great.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Good morning. The lines are open. Good morning. Maybe a good time to give them an update as to the numbers. What is there? Good morning.
Good morning. I came back. I had no chance to call you. No chance to call you. So what's all the waiting and calling? I'm glad to see you. I got a lot of people that are glad when I'm in there.
All right. That's a getting to that man, because he will be on in a while. So whether you like it or not, you
coming for me now, man. Yeah, you coming for both of us. Yeah. Anyhow, if President Paul, my name, if he said 2 words, ask him to spell 1. That's all. Do not look him up. Ask him to spell 2. If it's a sentence, ask him to spell 2 words in it. Later.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Of course, give them the numbers again if no one is there momentarily, and we continue. Of course, the lines are open. We have not yet heard from Tobago. At least I ain't hear from Tobago as yet. I know that Watson Duke name was mentioned and so on, and a number of things that transpired the last 2 weeks on the Ground Report expressing a concern. Of course, I got some information that of course people should be listening. We should be listening to a particular channel in Tobago to get what is happening in Tobago. So that is something I'll convey to my colleagues. Good morning.
Morning, Tobago man.
Good morning to you, my friend.
Yeah, morning to Andy, wherever Andy is. Morning to Mikey. Tough morning to you, boy. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, big old man, I want people to understand. Opposition leader, anybody could do opposition leader, Anybody could do it, whether it is or oppose. When he has been the leader and as a prime minister, he takes responsibility, leadership qualities. When people talk about Dr. Rowley, anybody can do the word Dr. Rowley doing. Go up and make a set of noise, and nobody again that big set of noise, and everything he talking about, opposing everything and nobody. But when he's the leader of a country, as a prime minister, coming up with services hours, then it's chalk and cheese. When people put in Rowley and I'm like 2 different things, chalk and cheese. Anybody could be opposition leader. But anybody can be a prime minister. They could go up there, but mess with what they're really doing. That's the same thing they will be doing. So people have to understand the difference in the people. I'm not person I'll be said, sir. I hear people, and them people talking chauvinist, all of them is the same thing and all. And them anybody tell you that?
Yeah.
Tell them. But the shame because it's backing Dr. Rowley so much and figure you will do this and you will do that. And he are doing nothing. So the shame now, so they just, all of them is the same thing. I voted, all of them is the same thing. The amount of things coming up as Starbitzer did for this country. Rowley even do a quarter. We all could be the same. I was talking to a woman in the market the weekend, and she followed for that, talking about the same. I said, look about the laptops that children got Rowley take away all. You know what was her excuse then?
Good.
They didn't have no hi-fi. They had no hi-fi. They did that. I said, well, if come up as a business, I give them the laptops. It was missing something, whether it's Wi-Fi or whatever it was missing. All Rowley was to continue the process. I don't know what camera services did. You know, would have been far more advanced. Then I do that, you take away the laptop. You know, it wasn't completely that way. I asked her to only take away the laptop. So what he gave is he said, she can't say. So then people just try to, boy, let us I do that, and people something else, you know. Everything they just try to make excuse. Stupid excuse. You take away the laptop, they put nothing in place. But people talking about the yard was to do that because they didn't have Wi-Fi and this and that. They don't know this sicker than people. Anyhow, I love to
And I want to tell you, go to the top of the class. Well said and beautiful assessment of the situation. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Lennox. Good morning, Lennox. Mikey, and everybody out there, everybody on the chat. So, Lennox, the Law Association don't want to be called grovelers and eater fooders, but they prefer the name bottom feeders. You understand? They prefer that. But they see where's different strokes for different folks. They're afraid Rowley. They couldn't answer Rowley. Even in newspapers, they couldn't pull up Rowley on what it is he was saying. But all they come to talk about Kamala, right. Because look at how many things happening, and the Law Association is not saying anything. Look at when Faris was there, all the wrong things that Faris was doing, and the Law Association said not a word in English. You understand? Even with the this girl in the Senate who sitting in the AG's office, when she was talking about well, they referred to it as perverting the court justice, right? Immediately within hours, the Law Association cleared her. But when this thing happened, Sophia Choate she wanted to read what it is read down. Oh, good God, the Miami court blocked the man from coming back into the court, and you want to read what it is read down? That all you have to sit there and sing his praises? No, it don't work so. And the next thing I want to highlight, Lennox, whoever garden it fall in, I really don't care. Whichever dog want to back, let them back. I have noticed a new trend is developing. It happened with Anna Roberts. It happened. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead.
And
yes.
Recently with Victor Roberts going to the to carrying the thing for the United Nations, and I want to congratulate him. You understand, for making that trip down there, and they received the documents for him going there. And I've noticed it too with researcher. Now these people spend their time spending their money, and no researcher spends money to research his things and come here and bring information for us. And it's a shame and a disgrace that people tapping themselves on the back, taking credit for what these people doing. It's a shame. It's a shame. You understand? And as I say, whoever got it want to fall in, plant it, because it's a fact. Only listen carefully to when people talking. Researcher did all that research in that IPO and everything. Even with Wademark, I didn't hear them say anything about Wademark yet. Maybe they didn't think they could take credit for it. But it's a disgrace that people want to take credit for what the hard work that these people putting out. It's a shame. And you know what? Who want to say what about me? Let them go in. I will stand up and I will say it. I will say it. If nobody else don't want to say it, I will say it. Stop taking credit for what other people is doing. Thanks a lot, Lennox, and take care and have a good morning.
Yeah, certainly, and you're so true. I think I should make a comment on this one because I mean, we have recognized on the ground report that we must take credit because no one, of course, will. People who feel that they should have been doing what we are doing and attempting, of course, with whatever influence they would have had to take credit, and therefore it was not by accident. For example, I told Anderson on the BTM that it was I who designed that annual event that takes place on the BTM for, of course, the fella who has gravitated and is clearly in the UNC in the PNM camp, and of course are working against the advancement, frankly, of the people of the BTM. So you're quite right. You're so right, and we must find a mechanism to take the credit for what we have done, awaken the people. That's why we are doing the same thing with respect, of course, to the trade unions. Now the trade unions are talking a different language. They are talking about getting out of office, that is of the Rowley administration. And of course, at pushback number 4, if you were there, you have heard Anisette saying that the PNM is no good, but the UNC is not the solution. Now, of course, they literally are saying that the UNC is in fact the solution, something we have been saying for the past 7 years. So some people learn, institutional and individuals take a little longer to learn, but at the end of the day, what is right and what is wrong. And therefore, if all of us are now on the same page, I see no reason why we cannot coalesce and force, as is the case now, this administration to call an early elections so that the people can rid themselves of the albatross that Rowley and the PNM has turned out to be. That being as it may, we have to take a break, or we go on. And is Andy around just after the break? If we have to take one cough, you make that determination.
Yeah, we go take a break and we will be right back with someone. Okay, then we'll be right back, of course, on this Monday edition of the Ground Reporter. Don't forget, of course, tonight you have the UNC forum, and as well, of course, from 8 o'clock, I myself will be on the corridor transformation. See you after the break.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
It's all you need, a little bit of city in the country. Sunbury Grandy is the place to be. DG Homes gives you luxury, affordable, brand new. DG Homes come shining through. Step into reality, a home of possibilities. Dreams come true, it could be you. DG Homes, modern, luxurious living for all.
Warrell Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shogunas. Telephone 665-3377 or email warrellregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Warrell Regis and Company Limited.
Resal's Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial, embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Resal's Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We are on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
Yo! Emancipation Weekend! July 31st, DL Exclusive and Cove Carnival presents the biggest event to hit the East. Beach Fest! Going down inside the Beach Recreation Ground. The Family Fun Day kicks off at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Bring out the family. It's a day full of games and activities. From 9 p.m., you know the fettin' start. Performing live, Chutney Superstar, Anthony Batson, and Ken Exotic, Trinidad Killer. All the way from Jamaica, reggae sensation, Norris Man. R&B, Hot Star Tassa Group, and much more. Get your tickets now while stocks last. SNS Prasad, Rio Claro and Mayaro, Crosscutters in Brandy, Crosscutters in Valencia, and the New Day Bar at Beach Junction. For more info, call 374-3190, 301-0052. We going Beach Fest!
To Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for $500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dog, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
Ready, set, let's go. It's that time again. Racetrack, T-Tassa, and Hot 93. Drag, drift, and car meet. All weekend of motorsport, amusement, and action. Emancipation Weekend, July 30th through 31st, 2022. Saturday Night Drag, Sunday Drift Expedition, Car Meet, Sound Quality Expo. All roads lead to Wallafield this Emancipation Weekend. Track Fest 2022.
You choose. And when me drink, me get a natural boost. Ginger, lime, and turmeric. Give away every sickness. Get a bottle of this orange spice. And make a healthy choice in your life. And let me drink up the juice. And let me drink up the thing from the roots. And let me drink up the thing from the fruits. The you juice.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chabonas, and Cougar. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Guacano Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry and private parking. Starting at $1.275 million, Home is DG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8999. DG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Mona Lisa. A party where old school rules and new school is a must. Mona Lisa. On August 6th, at the Center of Excellence, come experience a fantasy of glamour.
You want to bamba? You want to G with the big boy?
After a long-awaited 2 years, Mona Lisa is ready to take you on a journey like never before.
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. With a star-studded cast of DJs. Shotmaster J, Kabuki, Sensational Sammy, Reese T, Beats by Robin, Clyde the Outlaw, The Hitman Howie T, Dr. Hyde, and powered by Prestige Sound System. Limited $150 early bird tickets. Available at islandetickets.com. On August 6th, Mona Lisa, Center of Excellence, Macoya. More FM, the official station for Mona Lisa.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chabonas, and Hoover. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Hi, this is Ria, host of That's Not Love on More FM, a program that is addressing the issues of abuse and domestic violence that will be aired every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 104.7 More FM. If it doesn't share, respect, nurture, empower, and build, that's not love. Feel free to join me in this much-needed discussion. Call me live at 628-3131 or 628-9595. That's not love.
Goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us favor at the Royal Castle. Oh, down the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we are back here about a couple of years.
Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Oh boy, 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 oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check, it's approximately 20 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And you listen to The Ground Report. Yours truly, Lennox Smith, the Pitbull of Radio, Michael Kerr, Director Cuff, and you the people out in your thousands of thousands. Well, I see he already opened the line. I'll just say a pleasant good morning to Lennox Smith again, and to each and every one of you. Conversation is going very cool so far. So again, let me give you all the numbers. The WhatsApp numbers too for all of you that are on WhatsApp. 3053. Again, all WhatsApp call foreigners, everybody, poor people, 366-3053. The landlines, 229-0251. That's 229-0251. Yes, and the next number, 239-5120. That's 239-5120. So the lines are open. You can make your calls by the time. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. Of course, one of the central topics this morning, Andy, and maybe you could join in the conversation, and that is, of course, people are not given credit where credit is due. And of course, we have taken a position that where we have made a contribution, especially if it's significant, like in the case of getting the trade unions together and on board, and of course, switching their tune now, that we should take, of course, note of that, and the population and those who are wronged us should also take note of that. What's your view on those aspects? Because people are not going to give credit where credit is due. Some people are saying that, for example, one of the callers, I think Ms. Santa Cruz, said that a researcher is not getting sufficient credit for the kind of work that he has been doing, and they would hear it first on the ground report, only for others to regurgitate or to parrot to what we have laid on the front burner, but would not, of course, attribute the source of their information, just, of course, pretending as if, well, it is originally from their own source or they themselves. What's your view on that?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'll keep my view on that, but while I keep my view on that, Lennox Smith, Director Cuff, just run this thing here by the meanwhile there. Oh boy, they're just defending Amor. They want to kill Kamala. Go ahead, Cuff.
I comment on some that the opposition leader regarding a comment on
I mean, I've been following this particular issue very, very closely. And I mean, I have seen some correspondences, documents that purport to be notes coming out of the meeting that was held. And I mean, it was very, very interesting reading. And what is surprising to me is the rationale that some very senior learned men made to justify the Attorney General's position. And I mean, I have one document in front of me here. And when I read the reason, right, I wondered if May's handbook on legal practice had a 2022 update, and there is now something called a European hotel room defense. Now imagine this, a particular person in this script that I have, and I suppose it's a true reflection of what happened. This particular man, his justification for the Attorney General faux pas was because some of these hotel rooms in Europe are very small hotel rooms. And as you know, you're in the middle of a city. He had no access to his notes, internet, and so on. So it was okay for him to forget that he was a senior counsel. Oh, come on now, man. These are rationale that learned men provided to justify the Attorney General's position.
Well, I would agree too. I have a document in front of me which purports to be a reflection of some of the statements made by learned legal luminaries. And I would say that my granddaughter, who is 7 years old, put up a better argument than our legal luminaries. And when I read the pedestrian points raised, it's almost embarrassing. I will say Reggie Amor is my friend, so let me put that on the table. So those who want to say I'm defending him and I'm against this motion because he's my friend, that is not a sin. For heaven's sake, we're talking about principles of law. We're not talking about friendships and incestuous relationships. And that is why you hear a number of people talking about the Privy Council. Can I trust? And I don't want to besmirch anybody's, but having read this, I'm saying we need the Privy Council more than ever because they are outside of the relationships, the friendships, the lodges, the Masonic lodges, and the cocktail circuits, because the arguments are basically that of friendship, and we know him, and he's a good boy, and therefore he should be absolved of his culpability with respect to the Florida courts.
Oh boy. But while we have on the front burner all the issues that was brought up by Lennox Smith, this issue and many other issues that you, the people out there, would like to bring on the number one program, The Ground Report, where every single body is listening. The lines are open. By the meanwhile, it's open. While Lennox Smith, Lennox Smith, you go ahead.
I mean, I am confounded. I am amazed. I got a copy of that Sunday press conference of the UNC, and I was totally amazed. But I was already amazed with Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. And then, of course, there's another factor. Ms. Choate said that people who have conflict of interest should not be part and parcel of the process, but they were the main advocates for.
Hold on that, they were the main advocates. Hold on that, Lennox Smith. Caller, you go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, caller. Sorry, but we give you the priority.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead, caller.
Andy.
Yeah.
Your wife knows that.
Oh God, boy. Next caller. Oh boy. So again, the lines are open. What's on your front burner? It have been a long weekend. We had a lot of rain, murders, chopping, accidents, car smash up and shagaramas, all kind of thing going on. People in front of the place, gang shoot, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. While we the people here continue to suffer. But on the point I stop here with, by the meanwhile, we are waiting for the important calls and people that will make nation building contributions that will build their own lives and their homes, while they reflect on if it is they really believe in Almighty God, or if they will continue with the race and the political bantering and not wanting to organize and get everything in this country must go right. Things not going to get better, it getting worse. Lennox, you go ahead.
And you are so right, but the point I was making is that the head of the Law Association did give a we call her own pre-action protocol by saying to members of the fraternity, listen, do not come to this and do not make any contribution if you have a conflict of interest. And yet still you see those persons like in that clip there, clearly is a conflict at minimum of interest, and ought not to have made any presentation whatsoever, should have recused themselves in other words, and let others do it. But they found it imperative. They had a compunction and a compulsion to, of course, say what they had to say, and at the end of the day, they being involved, haven't voted, and then of course the result is that they exonerated Mr. Limo, or should I say Amo.
So yes, truth, go ahead, caller. Morning to you.
Hello. Good morning, Andy. Good morning again to everybody out here. You know, it's amazing how these people could stand up and defend nonsense like that. You want to tell me the room was too small and he couldn't think? The air was bad? So he didn't have a bed that he could have sat down on and make himself comfortable? Who they tried to fool? And you know what is even more distasteful? That man they call Fazil Mohammed. That man, I mean, not because they don't like Kamala because of your religion. They don't acknowledge women leaders. But you remember you have daughters. And when you get it on, so imagine they talk about the naming it with the writing Monday Night Forum because everybody going forum. That is a man who does be sitting kneeling down and praying 5 times a day. And that is the things that you're going to say about a woman and calling it forum. They have a right to call it forum. And look at the nonsense. He didn't say a word when Rowley called the lawyers and them bottom feeders. But it hurting you that Kamala called them grovelers and eater food. It hurting all you. You understand? But I want to ask a question of Anson Mark this morning. He on the live talking about Kamala destroyed this country. She did nothing for the economy and she destroyed this country. But I want to remind him that she received awards for democracy, education, social services, trade and energy, and much more. You understand? What did Kit Rowley receive? She started the diversification of the economy. With all those, the aquatic center, the teaching hospitals, the Couva Children Hospital, and even with the big campus.
The aviation school, yes, and all those different things that they call them. Go ahead, Santa Cruz.
The welding school, right? The drilling school, all these things. And you come in to talk crap this morning. I feel he need an industrial strength colon cleanser for the crap that he talking this morning. That Kamala destroy this country and she have the economy. So no, blame it on Rowley, who didn't have an idea as to what to do when he got into there. I remember Rowley saying in December 2015 at that press conference, the country's resources are not insignificant. Amber telling us there were 500 million in each bank account, ministry bank account, which the partnership didn't use. He was going to take 147 million to finish the aquatic center, to put water and to fix recreation grounds across the country. Which recreation grounds they fix? What did they do with the money? Billions Kamala left in Forex and in DHSF. The Rowley and them teeth it out, and you coming to talk about what it is Kamala did to this country, but you see all you're getting a juice box and a phone card. You understand, to come and talk crap on this live, but you know what, we'll put all in all the place, because you all are lying. So many schools they build all over the country to facilitate the children. What Kamala and them didn't open when they were there and put the children in it, like Paramin and St. Peter's and all of them. Rowley and them refused to do it. They rather thief out the money than help the children. Where all the money from the COVID gone? The COVID relief fund, the billions in COVID, where did it go? And you come in to talk about Kamala destroy the country, but you know what? All you saw custom using grocery bags, that when people give all the good flushing toilet, all they don't know what to do with it. So go back to the grocery bags that Rowley giving all you, and stop lying. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a good morning.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Aggression, Andy. Aggression, I mean, and that is what is required now, because the enemy, of course, is on the canvas and it's just the knockout blow now. Call elections, and everybody will, of course, reap the benefits of that, including them, because we're talking about blue lights and, of course, the silver breezes. I can't wait. But let's go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Good morning, and also morning, Andy. Miss Santa Cruz, you're tough of the class. You keep on reminding them, rub it in the face because they don't forget. They have a 10-day memory. Thank you for reminding them all the good things for this country. I want to talk about something here. I was listening to you at the beginning of the program. What Mrs. Besides have to apologize for? What did she say wrong? We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have all kind of professionals in this country who eat the food. We all know that. Don't hide it. We all know that, right? She has nothing to apologize for. She should not apologize. Why did they call on Rowley to apologize and he didn't apologize when he talk about geometry, cat and dog and nipple and put it in the monkey bunny nuts? Did anybody tell him to apologize for that? Did he apologize for that? Oh my God, these people are rare, what they call Balize memory. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lennox Smith. If we could find for we by the meanwhile that list of all the lawyers and how much money they make for the year, we're gonna raise it out, because again they eat our food while they're hiding. What effects for? If all they work for that money honestly and work in the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago, getting states briefs, all they just want to dig on us. Whoever get 10 million, we want to know, well, would this person get 10 million for 15 or 5 or this or that? So let's line up the whole list. We're not playing that this morning. And many other front burner issues, you all raise it. Morning caller, where are you calling from?
Good morning, Puna here. Andy,
good morning.
And Lennox, sorry. Andy, you cut me off to what day it was. I kind of peeved about it, right when I was making my contribution.
I have to go for a break, partner. Go ahead.
Let me make my contribution.
Yeah, be too long, especially when Puna is going towards a break. No, we have to make it clear, because other people be listening and they will feel that that when they're making a contribution, that I supposed to allow them, whether we're going over time, whether I have to take a break, I must just allow them, and at the end of the day, management will be beating on me. So that is not supposed to happen. If I see it fit that I need to cut somebody due to circumstances, I will do it. and you are a very remarkable contributor to the program. So you go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna. Make your wonderful contributions that you're custom making. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. I want you to understand. Israel Khan and them fellas and them is a bunch of hypocrites. And I'll tell you why. When Basil Pandey was in the government, Israel Khan, you know who coined the phrase south of the Caroni Bridge? That was Israel Khan. When some of the lawyers were supporting Basil Pandey in terms of some of the bills and the laws and things that he wanted to pass. And Israel Khan is the man who termed that thing, that south of the Caroni Bridge. I want to ask Israel Khan and all of them, when the motion was moved from on this Attorney General for his removal and whatnot, the very said Keith Rowley said, I would like a motion to be moved that the Law Association, I want to vote, will have confidence in the Law Association. Lennox, do you remember that?
Yes, I have. I have, yes.
How come nobody pull up on Rowley for making that statement? How they are criticizing? I want to tell all you something. I just always say this. I don't hesitate to say it. You see them Indian and them? There's a bunch of blasted locho, and I'm going to tell you why I say that. Look at the Media Association, what Dr. Sheila Rampasad. When Rowley lamblast the guy, Bahau, I think is his name, with the reporter fellow who asked the question. Up to now, you hear Sheila Rampasad and them make any statement? What Sophia Choate and all of them now, who is the head of the Law Association? You hear these people and them making any criticism of Rowley? Where you saying that? But I'll tell all you something. These people sing for the supper. And I am saying that unless the people don't recognize that these lawyers involved in, what they engage in, because you can't tell me, as Santa Cruz was saying, these men making floors after floors. You can't remember. You was at junior council. And then it had bills that you previously didn't support. Now you're coming to support it and whatnot and thing. And you're going to tell me that people going to sit down and think that, but all of them singing for the supper because they're expecting to get brief. You understand? Brief from the Attorney General office. Let me tell you something. All of them who carry, look at this next Locho one, Dr. Bishnu Raghun. That's the man who they appoint as the head of a committee to deal with the ethics of politics. You hear any fellas saying anything? Eh? But all of them, Sheila Rampasad and Dr. Bishnu Raghunath and them, all of them who carry the title doctor. It's not D-O-C-T-O-R, you know. The title is D-U-C-T-O-R. Doctor, that doctor, because all of them is a set of blasted quack. And all of them prefer to sit down on the tail. Think nobody oppose, and let me tell Fatih how made this. I don't know if you have what you have with Kamala Prasad and the UNC, the statement that you've been making. But you see that business all you have there, that big electrical multi-million-dollar company. I don't know if it's at PNM. You should support all you when they build an AGC houses or whatnot and buy materials from all your company. You understand? But now that the UNC in power, and when they was in power, maybe that did stop or ease up. But you see, because of the patronage from PNM to from, I assume, all your business firm, that only are getting that again. That you're making all this set of statement about Kamala and them. But remember, you come from the PNM camp, you know. You come from Kamaluddin Mohammed and all of them. And that's what I tell you. These Indians and them, I don't care who they hell say what. I have half of that in me. Half of that in me. But always a bunch of blasted hypocrites. Because all these Indian businessmen, the used car dealers, all the gas stationers, all these Indians who complaining they can't get foreign exchange, they can't get this, they got that, blah. You see them, any one of them coming out and making any statement? You see them coming out on any demonstration or whatnot? I tell all you something. They want poor people to struggle, hit the streets, face the trauma, face the police and whatnot. And then again, you have to remember this. We have not only the politicians singing for the supper. You have a commissioner of police, Jacob. You are singing all of, you know, I call them Lennox. Lennox, you know, suppositories. You know what suppositories, eh? All
yes,
of them,
yes.
All of them, you know, and let's call them K-Pax liquors. I didn't really call them bottom liquors or whatnot. I just call them political suppositories that you could insult them. You understand? And this is what these people are them about. Because none of them are challenging Rowley. On the contrary, we go on to the cleaners, you know, brother. We're going to the cleaners that even CARICOM leaders. What's going on in the CARICOM country? They don't recognize we again, brother. They don't recognize we going to the cleaners. And the next thing you're going to see what Aimbot and them going to do. They're going to take us to the IMF. And then because they're going to say they don't have money to meet the budget, to pay public servants and all these things. And I'll tell all you something. I am very, very critical, very skeptical about the hypocrisy of the trade union leaders in this country who sat down, who supported PNM and watched the demise of the country and said absolutely nothing. Because no country in the world could have government shut down an industry as Petrotrade. You hear me, brothers?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear, my friend.
Fellas and them sit down and do what it. It's the same thing what they do with Caroni. All industries in Trinidad and Tobago use sugar. The confectionery, the soft drink industry, everybody. Nobody said nothing. Because why? It was UNC and the opposition area and whatnot. But today you see what it affects in this country? All what they're doing today. Look at Lake Asphalt. Everything we have, and people sitting down on their backside and taking all these things from Rowley and them. You understand? And all these so-called political analysts and economists and all of these people, and where them? You hear anybody? Brothers, let me tell you something. We in serious trouble, and it's going to have a revolution, And when I say revolution, mind me what I tell you. A violent one, because what you crime of people walking broad daylight in front of business place, in front of this, that, and the city, and shooting people and all of that. It's because of the force. Not that they have to commit crime to survive, but when they cannot get job and there's no job creation, and coming out of the university, with children are graduating with degrees and whatnot, and there is no avenue for you to get a job, what are they going to do? What, leave the country? Some of them are prepared to that, they're going to do it otherwise. Well, let's have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunapuna. Oh boy, next caller, morning caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the number one program this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm calling from Tobago.
Go ahead, Tobago.
Right. Well, I have been a serious problem by me, just with my neighbor. When I came and I bought this property, I put an access road. I am the person who gave permission for the road. Right. And now this man he take over the road and put a business on it, a legal business. Whole day he doesn't play music, whole night he doesn't play music. I have 2 girl children going to Bishop's High School, they just can't even study in peace, they can't do nothing. He have a set of water running into my property. People coming and playing all fours game and making a set of noise when the weekend come. I paint my wall to the back of my house. When he was casting the thing, he messed it up and telling me I had to take that. You understand? And he leave it just like that. He blocked the whole access road. I don't have no access to it. No how, no time, nothing.
Lennox Smith, what this lady is talking about, she sent her cadastral sheet, everything, whereby you seen on her cadastral, her house spot, you seen where it have a road, you seen where he property is, that's supposed to be to the side of the road, everything. She sent everything for me. Did you send the Mr. name and all those different things, and whoever is the THA person, the person that the representative of the THA for that area, for the electoral district.
Niall George.
That is who?
His name is Niall George.
Right. Did you send his name and phone number for me?
Yes, I sent his name and phone number.
Nice. So today we will make sure and give that that person the opportunity call. We will bring the case forward for him, everything, and let us see how we can assist with that issue that you are going through right now in Tobago.
But let me ask you a question as well. Did you communicate with us before? I spoke with you, Lennox Smith. Or is that a different case?
No.
I just want him. Oh no, okay.
No,
all right.
No, I didn't speak to Lennox Smith. Good. I just spoke to this one alone. What's his name?
Pitbull, Andy.
Andy. I just spoke to Andy Pitbull.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know the previous case was solved. We had a discussion and I told them what to do, and I suspect that it has been resolved. So I thought it was the same matter.
So Lennox, you will have a helpmate for we to solve this nice Tobagoan lady that this man, she sent pictures, everything with water, thinking in she place. You see the pictures with the building, that it's still incomplete, it's still red bricks, that is on the road, that is on her cadastral.
Yeah. Well, the the one that we solved was one of a similar nature, so that's why it attracted my attention. It raised a red flag in my mind, because it was somebody who, of course, gave some property in front, and of course they expanded, and then of course they become a nuisance too. They're blocking out the sunlight and the view and all of that without, of course,
right. All of that happening to me.
Well, you see, so it appears that one to me is unique, but two, it means that is something that probably is very prevalent in Tobago. We will take a look at it. All right. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes.
We will be in contact with you.
We will be in contact with you, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next caller. Morning caller. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Time check. It's 7:47 a.m. right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So again, the lines are open. What's your contribution on the number one program this morning? Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning,
everybody, and all your listeners on Mighty K. No,
yes.
The Law Association apparently collapsed. No, it has collapsed just like the Police Service Commissioner. Listen to this. We're still trying to determine what is a senior counsel and a senior junior counselor, and if the size of a room determines the competency of a lawyer. But more importantly, I want to talk about education. You know, they have remedial classes for the students who fell through the crack. 9,000 of them they were aiming for. They only got 2. So we have 7,000 that have fell through the crack. Where are these people going to go in the next 5 to 6 years? You know what will happen? Proliferation of gangs. And you know what is a clan? A clan of hyenas. That is what this education system and the present government are trying to do. They have mashed up the education system, and the gentleman who said they are like Africans in like hyenas in an African jungle, his objective has been realized because he haven't fixed the school, he haven't provided laptops. So these 7,000 that have fell through the system will eventually become gang members, proliferation of gangs, and more clans of hyenas in the African jungle. Sad to say so, but that is the way I have seen what they're doing with respect to education. Go on and have a nice morning.
Thank you very much. Next caller. Caller, you go ahead.
I got a copy of the list when you are ready.
You have a copy of the list? All right. But go ahead, caller. Morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to Gong Report. Good morning, Andy.
Yes,
Cuff, Lennox. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning. I was calling from Carnage. I'm the person have the issue with the Carnage fish booth.
Yes, yes.
I just
keep your thing on the front burner. Keep your thing on the front burner. That's the only way it'll get resolved.
Mr. Lennox, I didn't get back to you since the last conversation, or I'll get back to you within the course of the week. Because I went through some other process. I sent emails to the relevant authority to get a data. They have data with the corresponds, right? And it's the same, right? So I just acknowledging. I just want to bring out the issues this morning that are keeping this thing on the front burner, because it's my deep concerns that the transparency behind these fish booths, and I'm not going to drop it like that, right? So questions, answers. We want when we have things in Trinidad, we want fair play. No persons in position, right, using the power, right, to be facilitated where the state is spending taxpayers' money, right. So I just wanted to let Trinidad and Tobago know I continue with this process. Mr. Lennox, I need some information from you, so we're calling you, and if not today, tomorrow, concerning the freedom of information or the process. Yeah. But I don't know if it's the one in sentence.
As we go. Yeah, that's the next stage we will go as we agreed. That's the next stage we will go as we agreed. I'm glad that you did what was that low hanging fruit. Now we'll up the game up now. All right, so call me after the program, and we'll deal with it immediately.
Okay, all right. Now have a nice day, Trinidad and Tobago.
It's nice, a nice carnage. Morning caller, next caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the number one program this morning?
Morning, Andy. I don't know what Fazil and that religion have with woman. It look like all of them gay boy. They men like woman. Fazil and that religion. they're against women. But this is a Makume man.
Oh boy, next caller. At the end of the day, Trinidad and Tobago, it's not every Muslim is like maybe like Fazil or this one or that one. And this one is a Muslim, Faris Alwari. And watch out, he is think as a Muslim. He's
go ahead. People, this is a democracy, and people have a right to speak once, of course, it doesn't offend as far as the law is concerned. Defamation, you have the right to speak, but of course, the person may have their views, you may disagree with them, but you don't have to be obnoxious.
So true, so true. Oh boy, let me say happy birthday to Nigel. Yes, nuts. So Nigel, coming up, please say happy birthday to Nigel. So Nigel, happy birthday to you. Morning caller, where calling from and what's your important contribution this morning on the Gong Report?
Morning, Faris, that newsman, I can't remind him. He supposed to be living with the Taliban. So let he go across there, let Tali carry wife for the children and them. Over there.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, all the lines are open.
When we're ready, Andy, it's 11 of them, so we can probably take.
Nice. So Lennox Smith, let the people of Trinidad and Tobago hear all the lawyers that got brief and the monies that the state, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago, paid them. At the end of the day, if it is only do the rework, if it is, well, whether Kamala bring it out or not, it could be God bring it out, Jesus bring it out, so long somebody bring it out, and only do no wrong. We only digging horrors for. Don't dig no horrors. If you make 10 million, well, all right, you make it 10 million, but we want to know what you do to make $10 million and what was the results in what you was representing the state with. And for you to make that 10 million, the result was we win or we lost. Yeah. Go ahead, Lennox.
Before we go straight into it, let me say I'll be dealing with the nearest million or the nearest 100,000 because there are smaller figures, you know.
Call the small figures too. All, call them.
Given the details, it's going to be long. But I want to say too that we at the Gong Report did apply actually freedom of information for all briefs on. I remember, I'm sure those other listeners will remember that. When of course we got back a response saying that it is classified information. It's only when, and let me repeat that, it's only when it was identified by the opposition that Faris Alwari's wife was taken brief and is a legal representative in the Prime Minister's office. Then of course this information started to of course come into the public domain via freedom of information. I thought it was important, of course, to say that we had to prize it out of them, as opposed to when the demand from Anand Ramlogan, who was the Attorney General under the Kamala Persad-Bissasa administration, he simply rests the entire list in the Parliament. So
here what we gotta do, because we run into the hour there of 8 o'clock. So here what we need to do. Let me organize. Take a quick break and come back. So when we come back, we will move forward again with those important information.
Let me get them two just before that.
All right.
So that'll be
take up 4 minutes and get them that day, so I could go for that thing there.
Yes, of course. These are persons who, of course, have voted, and they would have had both state brief as well as appointment on board. So the first one, of course, is
nice.
Michael
So wait, clear up that first. Clear up that just now, Lennox. Clear up that first. So you're saying these is the people that voted for, well, most likely voted for Mr. Amor. And
that's
right. So Trinidad and Tobago, the names that are calling there is people that most likely voted yes for Mr. Amor. So now as we doing here is letting you know these same people that voted yes, what type of briefs that they get from us, the state. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
It's because Michael Kwamina, of course, between 2015 and 2021, $3,918,560. Of course, he got briefs as well from RHAs, and that was between 2015 again to 2021, $167,000. Of course, Trinidad Petroleum Holding Limited, he is the chairman there in Petrotrin, and of course Heritage Petroleum. He's also chairman. And you could go further. Of course, Caribbean Airlines deputy chairman and personal lawyer of the Prime Minister.
Wow.
Let me repeat that. Personal lawyer of the Prime Minister.
So what you're Lennox, what you're doing there, you're going good. That is how we have to do it. I understand it, and everybody understand it real nice and clear. So I heard that personal lawyer to the Prime Minister. So in a way, we are showing you the people the ancestrous relationships that are going on at this point in time. The 3 F's that we cannot afford to allow anymore when it coming to government or good governance. The 3 F's: friend, family, finances. If we continue going down that road, Trinidad and Tobago will continue dying. Go ahead and give me the breakdown again. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
Yes, and of course, fizzy talk as well. Gilbert Peterson, that's the second one. Of course, when we come back, we'll deal with the other. Gilbert Peterson, SC, so he's a senior counsel, State Breeze between 2015 and 2021. 10 million. $383,570. Of course, he's chairman of Legal and the Legal Aid Authority, chairman of TAIT, lawyer for Paria and Commission of Inquiry Fuel Bunkering Contract.
Nice, and this same Gilbert Peterson. So, and this same Gilbert Peterson most likely share an apartment with the Inez Gate, or buy an apartment, or buy land, or very close to the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
That is the information that we have.
That's the information.
Now, and of course, we'll come up with another 2.
Nice. Trinidad and Tobago. And don't forget, it's still your front burner while we organize and try to go through everything with a fine teeth comb. It's very important that what ails or what we ever miss when it coming to front burner or letting Trinidad and Tobago know that is hiding, that is damaging, that the people, the public needs to know. That you organize, come out, talk, don't afraid to call. You have the numbers and call and make your contribution without fear or favor. We take a quick break and come back. When we come back, more right here on The Ground Report. We'll be back.
The Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
It's all you need, a little bit of city in the country. Sangre Grande is the place to be. DG Homes gives you luxury, affordable, brand new. DG Homes come shining through. Step into reality, a home of possibilities. Dreams come true, it could be you. DG Homes, modern, luxurious living for all.
Worrell Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shogunas. Telephone 665-3377 or email worrellregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Worrell Regis and Company Limited.
Restyles Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial,
embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Rizal's Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We are on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
Yo! Emancipation Weekend, July 31st, DL exclusive, and Cove Carnival presents the biggest event to hit the East, Beach Fest, going down inside the Beach Recreation Ground. The Family Fun Day kicks off at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Bring out the family. It's a day full of games and activities. From 9 p.m., you know the fete start. Performing live, Chutney Superstar, Anthony Batson, and Ken Exotic, Trinidad Killer. All the way from Jamaica, reggae sensation, Norris Man. R&B, Hot Star Tassa Group, and much more. Get your tickets now while stocks last. SNS Prasad, Rio Claro and Mayaro, Crosscutters in Brandy, Crosscutters in Valencia, and the New Day Bar at Beach Junction. For more info, call 374-3190, 301-0052. We going Beach Fest!
To Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for $500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard, for breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, fry bake, roast bake, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetable. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
Hi, this is Ria, host of That's Not Love on More FM, a program that is addressing the issues of abuse and domestic violence that will be aired every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 104.7 More FM. If it doesn't share, respect, nurture, empower, and build, that's not love. Feel free to join me in this much needed discussion. Call me live at 628-3131 or 628-9595. That's not love.
Ready, set, let's go. It's that time again. Racetrack, T-Tassa at Hot 93. Drag, drift, and car meet. All weekend of motorsport, amusement, and action. Emancipation Weekend, July 30th through 31st, 2022. Saturday Night Drag, Sunday Drift Expedition, Car Meet, Sound Quality Expo. All roads lead to Wallafield this Emancipation Weekend. Track Fest 2022.
I'm gonna drink, we got that natural boost. Ginger, lemon, turmeric. Give away every sickness. Get a bottle of this orange spice. And it's a healthy choice in your life. And let me drink up the juice. And let me drink up the thing from the roots. And let me drink up the thing from the fruits. The new juice.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard, for breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, fry bake, roast bake, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetable. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
At Queens Beach Celebia Resort, Spa and Conference Center, we have mastered the luxury of getting away from it all. Guests can enjoy our ultra-premium spa or our canopy lounge, nestled in the Orchid Garden, surrounded by lush tropical sights and sounds of the ocean. Queens Beach Celebia Resort, Spa and Conference Center, your eco-friendly resort oasis, located on the northeastern coast of Trinidad. For reservations, please call 226-1456, front desk or mobile 460-4575 and 370-0501.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chabonas, and Hoover. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Bracano Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry and private parking. Starting at 1.275 million, Home is TG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8999. TG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Mona Lisa. A party where old school rules and new school is a must. Mona Lisa. On August 6th, at the Center of Excellence, come experience a fantasy of glamour.
You want to bamba? You want to G with the big boy?
After a long-awaited 2 years, Mona Lisa is ready to take you on a journey like never before. Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. With a star and a cast of DJs. Shotmaster J, Kabuki, Sensational Sammy, Reese T, Beats by Robin, Clive the Outlaw, The Hitman Howie T, Dr. High, and powered by Prestige Sound System. Limited $150 early bird tickets. Available at islandetickets.com. On August 6th, Mona Lisa, Center of Excellence, Macoya, More FM, the official station for Mona Lisa.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chabonas, and Hoover. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Hi, this is Ria, host of That's Not Love on More FM, a program that is addressing the issues of abuse and domestic violence that will be aired every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 104.7 More FM. If it doesn't share, respect, nurture, empower, and build, that's not love. Feel free to join me in this much-needed discussion. Call me live at 628-3131 or 628-9595. That's not love.
Goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us savor at the Royal Castle. Oh, come the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Disclaimer.
More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Oh boy. We are back. Time check. Yes, it's 13 minutes past the hour. 13 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith, Michael Kerr, Director Cuff, and you the people out in your thousands throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Again, let me say a pleasant good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers, all transportation. That makes us number one. Whether people going Grandy or going anywhere, one morning they get to listen to the Ground Report, bringing the information. Lennox Smith, go ahead, Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. Of course, before the break, just in case you just joined us, of course, we talked about Michael Kwamina and Gilbert Peterson. Over 3 million in the case of Michael Kwamina, and in the case of, as far as state briefs are concerned, between 2015 and 2021. And of course, in Gilbert Peterson's case, over $10 million. Of course, we look now at Russell Martineau, SC, state brief between 2015 and 2021, $17,802,187.50.
How much million?
17 million.
All right. 17. And what is his relationship with the government, or is he holding down many state boards with that?
State briefs. That's the information we have.
Just
only
state briefs.
Yes. Of course, Terence Barath, not the Barath that we know, but don't be surprised. State briefs between 2015 and 2021, of course, $794,475, and of course, legal fees from RHAs between 2015 and 2021. We have, of course, $690,775.29. That's Terence Barath. Of course, Terence Barath again, state briefs. Right, okay. He's also, of course, chairman of Angostura. Angostura, yes.
Angostura, which Angostura is a part of Clico.
That's right.
Nice. So,
and self-proclaimed friend of Mr. Amor, or Limo, as people would prefer to rechristen him as.
To Mr. Limo. All right. So he's the chairman of Angostura. And he's receiving state briefs. How much money he make? The chairman of Angostura, which is Angostura is our own here, Trinidad and Tobago, Angostura is our own, the people of Trinidad and Tobago own. When it is the Clico group went in the receivership, we end up earning malls. We earn I think they have plant in Pointe-à-Pitre. We own Republic Bank. We own Angostura, which again, Angostura is all the punching, the white oak, the this, the that, however it go. Let me see what they go do with that tuna. Right? We own
a major private concern and major exporter in the private business, at least exporting manufacturing sector in Trinidad. Of course, the monies, their state briefs, of course, $794,475, and of course, in the case of legal fees from RHAs, $690,755.29. We go on, of course, to
hold on that. Morning caller.
Yes, good morning.
Next, go ahead, Lennox Smith. Let's continue with this very important thing.
Yes, of course, the truth does offend, so some people will be annoyed. Obviously, Colin Kangaloo, of course, partner at Fitzwilliams and Stone, Furnace Smith and Morgan, which received state briefs, and we're talking about $1,192,665.34.
And what his name is?
The brother,
and what is his name? Who received that?
That is Colin Kangaloo, the brother of Christine Kangaloo, president of the Senate.
Which is acting president when the president is not around.
That's right, exactly.
Which is the one that get rid of Douala Rambaran when the original president was out of the country.
That's right.
That is the PNM president. The PNM president, brother.
Yes.
Very good.
And of course, I've been giving some stymieing, of course, the free flow of speech in the Senate as well. We know how Annie Roberts has been under attack for his natural way of speaking. She finds he's talking too hard. She finds that he is reverberating in the parliament, and she does get headaches. So she wants him to stop that.
Nice. Hold here. Call her morning.
Morning. I want to hear what Israel can say, boy.
Barry Taria, welcome to you and all of you that look on, getting the information. Lennox Smith, continue. We are taking calls in between. Go ahead.
Ravi Rajkumar, of course, a state brief again between 2015 and 2021. We're looking at $391,750. And again, of course, another Ravi Nanga. We're talking about state brief again between 2015 and 2021. We're looking at $17,491,000. No, I think that one mixed up. But let me give you the one with respect to the RHA. I've seen some kind of discrepancy here. But his RHA briefs are $4,812,869.96. I will
right. So that's 4 million something, and that is his RHA brief. What is RHA for some of the people of Trinidad and Tobago don't know what is the RHA?
Regional Health Authority. So we have several of them across the country, and they recruit these lawyers to, of course, give them legal advice, and that is the brief that he would have gotten. That is Ravi Nanga.
Why it is the RHA will need a lawyer and paying all those set of money when the same RHA where it is in charge of health, whereby at this point in time the San Fernando General Hospital, the old side, the new building is very nice, very nice. The old building, Lennox Smith, the toilet facilities is worse than a Hawkins Spit bar. But yet skilled lawyers are getting 4 million, 5 million to do work for RHA. But that money not spending back to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the hospital itself, when people go to get their prescription and all those different things, we can't get service. The sheets, they're taking long to change the sheets on the bed. Lennox Smith, real long to change sheet on bed. The hospitals in a mess, Lennox Smith. Go ahead, Lennox.
Yeah, well, having regard to Dr. Ori's spurious argument of recusement by cabinet ministers, so I suppose he is also the chairman of WASA, so that doesn't pull anything much, because you're just a chairman of a board, but certainly as a legal brief, $4,812,869.96. That may explain that. I am just speculating. I'm not confirming anything. And then, of course, we have Romney Thomas. All
right, before I go to Romney Thomas, you're saying too that last gentleman there. The last one. What portfolio he say he's holding? The one before.
Chairman of WASA.
He's also the chairman of WASA.
That's the information we have, yes.
All right, so you getting state briefs with the RHA, and the information so far, which we will clarify, is that he's also the chairman of WASA.
Of WASA, yes.
Wow, boy. Absolutely. Look at how this relationship that's be going on, boy. The three F's in it.
Incestuous, Dr. Oli invented that word, incestuous relationship. That's the term.
When the UNC was there, Kamala Persad-Bissessar never allow one person to be chairman of many boards. It have conflict of interest in those things. All right, Lennox Smith, continue to the next one now.
Just before that, I'm getting corrected here. Of course, the state briefs with respect to him. Yes, it appears I thought I wasn't seeing correct, but it's 17 million. It's saying here $499,201.88 as far as state briefs are concerned. That's apart from the RHA briefs and the chairmanship of WASA. Wow.
Nice. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Next caller, we ain't taking on all here. So to the people that want to contribute to the program, and you have your front burner, while we are doing this and enlightening you how your money spent, how lawyers make their money, how much they make, and then you must access. A man makes 17 million, a man makes 5 million, a man makes 7 million. We paid that. What did we pay them for? Right? And if it is what we pay them for, we get justice, or the loose case, or we still in. It's like a feeding frenzy now. So let's continue. The lines are open for serious people that willing to raise front burner issues to bring it forward too, because it's 23 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, and it's open for you. We will pause. You get the opportunity to either contribute to what Lennox Smith is saying or bring your front burner, but in between we'll do that. Morning caller.
Good morning.
Morning, Lennox. Morning ground report. And I don't know where Mikey is this morning.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask Lennox, because he seems to be very much enthused with this whole situation. All this money we pay these attorneys, one, do they have a board of inland revenue number? Do they pay taxes back? Do they pay health surcharge? Do they pay NIS? Because that's important as well. Do they contribute to the economy in that manner? Another thing is, I want to agree that the opposition leader should withdraw her statement calling the Law Association eat our food. I feel on this occasion she should agree with our Prime Minister that they are bottom feeders. Because at the same point in time, the Prime Minister knows whose bottom they feed it on, and he's an expert on bottom feeding, and they seem happy with that term. So I want to ask the opposition leader to kindly withdraw her statement and support the Prime Minister in this particular effort to call them bottom feeders. That is probably the mission statement. But on top of that, they should be paying the taxes, they should be paying NIS, they should be paying health surcharge, and they are not paying it. Israel Khan took out a personal campaign against the CJ, and he get a few briefs, and he withdraw. He get a bottom to feed on, and now he's this big senior counsel giving Kamala Persad-Bissessar advice. He has no decency. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, while we are waiting, serious calls, Lennox Smith. You go ahead to the next one.
Of course, we have another one. We have a Romney, ROMNEY, Romney Thomas. He belongs to the Hobson's watch. Yeah, Hobson's. And of course, he earned state briefs of between 2015 and 2020 of $876,862.50, and a former chairman of WASA.
And he's a former chairman of WASA. Go ahead, caller.
1.4 billion. So she had to fire the former attorney.
Next caller. Morning caller. Next caller. Oh boy, while you the stadium grind, while all you fight for the people to live good, get everything. All your children can't get no laptop, all your grandmother can't get no seat up. All we get the education system when it coming to the scholarships going from 400 to 100. While all of them who your bottom feeder, calling trying to defend, them living good, and while your life rainfall, your community flooding, while you're outside your house, bandit pulling up there to rob your car, go in your house, kill you. While all of that is going on, you continue calling and defending that, brother. Go defend people who life better than yours and don't fight for yours.
I would love to hear, direct them to the corridor transformation because I would love to hear their response, because of course they will have to tell me this is what Dr. Rowley said, that he will not have promoted. He will not, he was vehemently opposed. Even his former boss are talking about Mr. Manning. He said he will not promote this under his watch. And here we have, of course, a blatant and unadulterated profligate and wastage of resources. I would love to hear what they have to say, but you have to come on the corridor transformation for that.
Get them the phone number for the corridor transformation when they call.
Yeah, let me give them it one time. 358-1003, 358-1003. We have a forum for all. You don't fighting. We ain't leaving all out. We are not afraid of that. It's just that this forum is too important. It captures every and all sundry. People with nuances such as yours, we will want to, of course, engage you with plenty time. I will go until morning on the corridor transformation. It is 358-1003, 358-1003, only on Facebook one, and only, of course, there is a WhatsApp number, only that number, and of course from 8 o'clock, from 8 p.m. in the night, every single night. So you could choose what night you wish, but not on the Gong Report. The Gong Report is too significant and too important to, of course, waste time with, of course, arguments that clearly, at minimum, are specious, and at best, clearly is false and attempting, of course, to spread and defend the indefensible. But let's get down to the issue before us. The final one I have before me, and very, very interesting indeed. Apart from, of course, Romney, which I called earlier, we have, of course, a fellow called Farai. I may be pronouncing it wrongly, but that's my pronunciation. Farai, Farai, Hove, Masese, Masai, Masese. Of course, he is a personal lawyer of Foster Cummins. We don't have the actual figure, but millions paid from CPEP, and then, of course, he is a founding member of the Heliconia Foundation. You know that organization?
Wow, from the time you hear that, you know what time it is.
It tends to be an organization for civil purposes, but of course is a nurturing ground and a feeder to brainwash young people, to feed them into, of course, the criminal enterprise called the PNM.
Nice. And before you move forward again, let me take two calls. Morning caller.
That's the end. That's my list I have.
Morning caller.
So we can take calls. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Calling from the Barrackpore.
Go ahead, Barrackpore.
Gentlemen, you can understand why it is people will call and defend this kind of nonsense. That is simply the battered woman syndrome. Your man beating you, he abusing you, but all he had to tell you is, baby, I love you, and you're going back by him, taking the abuse. You see what these people them don't understand? PNM make them feel that the money that's come out from the government, from the treasury, is the government one, and they don't understand yet that is the citizen money. The treasury belongs to the citizen and the people of the country. And the country, the government, whosoever in government is just there to manage that money and to ensure that the lives and the future of the country goes in a positive direction. And that is not what is happening in this country. All they're trying to do is to plunder and pillage the treasury and make sure that all the friends and the family are well secured, while the rest of them begging and crying and saying, you know, we can't play Russian roulette with we future Jed because Kamala going to raise the fuel price and Kamala going to take away the laptop. What do we do? Everything where the fools and them say Kamala wasn't doing, Rowley doing it, and they're still going to vote back for them and to keep them in power.
Thank you very much. You're so right. Next caller. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All lines. Morning caller.
Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I have a Muslim bottom feeder from Bamboo. It is Batok Rowley, he go Batok Kamla. All because he can't get US and he getting nothing again. And he should be making the Muslim down there. He was their mouthpiece. The vote PNM vote me. Now he can't get nothing but Rowley tell him to kiss the ass. And that was killing him.
Thank you, morning caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the number one program this morning?
Morning, Mr. Andy. Morning, Mr. Lennox. You be good, man. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, and where you calling from?
Calling from on the Toko Main Road in Matura, Andy.
Go ahead, Toko Main Road, Matura.
Right. The contribution this morning is that since the independence of this country, Andy, the people of Matla to Matura has never been represented in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. They've always called it Toko Sangre Grande, and Sangre Grande is so far away from Toko. We need an independent organization, an independent. We need to split the seat, Andy. We need a new regional corporation in the Toko Sangre Grande area. We need to call it Matlat Matura. We need to get away from Sangre Grande. Nothing has never been done for the people of Toko. Look at the state of the Toko Main Road. Why the people don't wake up in the east and realize that nothing has been done? It's still a donkey cart we're riding on to go home from since independence, Andy.
Wow, so true, so true, so true. And again, here why Trinidad and Tobago. Let's hear why.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and the political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving me? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other,
yes,
to defend and protect the political thief.
So
is that what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame! What a travesty! Calls for us to think and think deep. The stage we are in as a country is not a stage where you become an onlooker. You have become an onlooker for too long. You must get ready to put your hands to the plow and be part of the process. It's not just about PVC, carry PVC. You must be in the kitchen where it is being determined. You must be there where the decisions have been made. We are there in our numbers, they cannot outnumber us. But you leave it aloof. Oh no, it's too dirty, it's a dirty game. And then the dirty guy is getting to the game of play, and you are there not showing up. And when they begin to make the decisions, you know whether it's a dirty game or not. The result is always dirty on yours, dirty on your health, dirty on your business, dirty on your success and your career. I hope that is.
Understand, Trinidad and Tobago. Understand. And until we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, stop always only wanting the average person to be punished for their wrongdoings when the fish that's rotten from the head, we cannot go down that road. This is the type of road we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, need to go down. This is the type of road.
If you want to, in a sense, eliminate corruption in a society, and we all want to eliminate corruption in a society, the most effective way to do it is to make sure you don't punish people at the bottom.
Yes, go ahead.
You punish people at the top. I'll tell you one story. In the 1960s, when Singapore was a very poor country then, our per capita income was 500. A government minister was invited by businessmen to go on holiday. Just on holiday. No bribe. He and his family went on holiday with businessmen. He came back, he was arrested, charged, went to jail. After that, no more corruption. Because it's a very powerful signal that is sent when you go after someone to talk. So Singapore's experience, and it's actually quite remarkable how you have almost zero corruption in Singapore, is because we decided that the example must come from the top.
Exactly, Trinidad and Tobago. The example of the changes in this country have to start from our leaders and the people that are in charge of our money, our affairs. Understand? Oh boy, Lennox Smith.
Yes, and by way of information, looking at the Heliconia Foundation and to get some information, background information, you know what I discovered is that the name Heliconia is really the technical term or the botanic name for the what we know as the Balize. That's just for information. Yes. So, so technically, if you are not aware, you wouldn't know that there's a nexus, there's a connection. So that's why we can say.
So Heliconia is the Balize, but a different name for Balize.
The technical name for it, the scientific name for the Balize is Heliconia.
Okay. Yeah. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution this morning on the ground report?
Good morning, Andy and Lennox.
Good morning.
The roads are deplorable. And Hillsborough, where Imbert and Heinz living, they pitched over the whole of Hillsborough. And the people of Marval have nothing to say because it's PNM and they will not get out of it. And Barataria, you need to check yourself. Sit down, listen to the program, get educated, and spread the news to the other PNM people because we're in a mess. We're in a total mess. Guys, have a nice day.
Morning caller. Where you calling from? Nice. Next caller. Morning caller. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from the B-Town.
Go ahead, Anderson Wilson.
I want to compliment the lady that just called here. Need to compliment that lady. And I got 10 people in know that man right now. I just call him Dance next time for me. Dance.
Thank you very much, Anderson Wilson. Next caller. Morning caller. Where you calling from?
Yes, I call it.
Next caller. Barataria, again, you're not welcome. You're on that next gentleman because it's a serious program. Where you all are welcome is on the corridor transformation tonight at 8 o'clock. Call Lennox Smith. Lennox Smith, could you please give them the number for the Mavalang, Tankalang, defending politicians than defending themselves and their family kind of choppiness? There's not really going report.
With all pleasure. And of course, I noticed that he stopped saying that the country was running on fumes. That is because he learned something from the ground report. But of course, we'll transfer that same learning process and sharing of information to the corridor transformation. Of course, the number to call is 358-1003, 358-1003. Just key in, of course, the corridor transformation on Facebook only for the time being, Facebook only, and of course, WhatsApp calls only tonight from 8 o'clock and every night.
Okay, then Dawkins, I will check it out. Next caller, morning caller, where you calling from? Caller. Wow. Just now, morning caller. Where you calling from? Go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
You ever see that face on the morning? And he talking about Monday night program. And he just talk with the hand and he don't talk with the mouth. You have all the antics like when you're playing hopscotch and all this thing. So Dramachan, he to come back and fire you again. Clyde Elder make he look so stupid the other day. And Elder was saying this government had to go in. We asked him, what if the next government come back and do the same thing? Elder tell him, when the time come, you go deal with that. Fazil Mohammed, I don't know what to say about he, Andy. He has no education, he's just stupid. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Next caller, morning caller. Where you calling from and what's your contribution on the number one program, The Ground Report, this morning?
Maybe
morning.
it's Tuesday.
Good morning to you.
John. Good morning.
Yep. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Right, I'm first of all, I'm enjoying your program this morning.
Yes.
And the thing about the education system, you know, I heard a man talk about 9,000 children fell through the crack.
Yes.
But listen to me carefully. It is more than 9. Do you guys realize that some of the children that they placed into the system are children who were too old to resit the exam? And not just that they were too old to resit the exam, they did not even score proper marks to be placed in these schools. So we have a real situation in the education system in Trinidad and Tobago. It is much more terrible than what we are seeing, that they did not just place these children. So it's not just those who were not placed may turn out to be rejects of the country, but those who were placed also. Think about that.
Thank you so much. Next caller. Oh boy, all lines are open. All lines are open.
Andy, we need to always share, because I mean, here it is. It's really 12,000 that made less than half the marks, and 9,000 of that 12,000 made less than 30%. Understand the problem. So the caller is quite right, because this is about the future of Trinidad and Tobago, and that 12,000 that did not make half the marks is out of 19,000 that sat the exam altogether. So it's just about 7,000. So we have some serious problems.
Real problems. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning, Israel Cancer. Give back the silk.
Next caller. Oh boy. Let's organize. The lines are open again for constructive, very constructive, serious issues that are interfering with your lives, your neighborhood. Right? Look, we know the education system in a mess. We also know the healthcare system in a mess. The social development ministry in a mess. The works ministry in a mess.
Andy just now, let me just deal with this Israel Khan issue. Yes, he said give back the silk, but hear what he also said. He also, I'm reading the article itself, he also condemned those senior counsel who failed to contribute to Friday's debate, that is that debate, accusing them of showing their true colors as nothing but a legal parasitic oligarchy. Understand? He said that these people are nothing but legal parasitic oligarch. And then of course he went on to say that he will vote for Kamala Persad-Bissessar into Nupuna anytime, in spite of his issue, because he's saying that she's probably not practicing, and she should leave it up to him to criticize and not anybody else. I suppose that is where he has become a kind of let's say looking for people not to infringe on his stuff.
Nice. Morning caller.
Good morning.
Next caller. Oh boy, morning caller. Next caller. Oh boy.
Yeah, once again, of course, Israel Khan calling, of course, his colleagues with Silk, of course, nothing but a legal parasitic oligarchy. And of course, let me just read the actual paragraph. However, despite his strong condemnation of Persad-Bissessar, Khan said he will still support her as the UNC leader and will still vote to make her the next PM by voting for the UNC's candidate for the Turapuna electoral district at the next general election. So put that in a pipe and smoke it. Do not read half of the information, my friend. You read all. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in this problem where you have to account for being so ignorant. Let's go back to the lines.
Go ahead, next caller. Boss, you hold on after this call. Go ahead.
That roadway said cost 12 million. They repay the work was the unfinished work was done, and all those patches, and also from NGC too as well. And we're gonna protest against you. We are going. That's our right. We are going to demonstrate against that 12 million. And lady earlier on said, from that area she called from, Mahabara, wherever. I don't know, like to go on and get the big boys and little kakala in the pocket. So protest and a demonstration of happen. But we don't take that and beat them. The people that work and now that is something has been like a swimming pool. We're going to protest and demonstrate. And whenever we demonstrate, sometimes people tell us how to play for falling. But I don't know how for people, voice that be heard. Until the one who they call them Barataria, spell silk. Or they don't cut them up, don't cut she off. Sometimes you get Wi-Fi and the promenade and all they know. Let them spell what he say. Don't cut them up. Please, do that for me, please. And you all
right, I will ask him to spell silk first before you think, but you go be writing it down now, Anderson Wilson. Next caller, Morning Ghost. A pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to the great citizens of this great twin island that they're trying to break up. Anderson and the lady from Marval, it is Hillsborough that they paved that really didn't need paving, while the whole of Marval is in a mess. He represents Laventille because he don't live here, so he don't care. I just take out about 4 shots, about 4 different bad holes in Laventille. And I want you all to take all your mind off of Barataria. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Barataria is damaged. Remember, Barataria was one of them who they used to play mass on inside of the Balize house. Remember, Balize had the record. Balize had a record for what they did to boys, you know. He was one of them. So, y'all, let's forget Barataria. Barataria could talk about silk while 7 years later, 7 years, we might make all type of jokes that we want to make in this country. 7 years later and billions of dollars spending, and all we hear from this Prime Minister, Keith Lucifer Rowley, is Kamala. 7 years. But Stuart Young went into the public and told the public that we couldn't do nothing in 5 years. So give us another chance for us to do something for you all because 5 years wasn't enough. All right? Now, my question is this. Didn't the last government had 5 years? Hello?
Yes, and they did a lot. In the 5 years, the People Partnership government was here just 5 years. They did a lot in 5 years. This PNM government there now, going in 8 years. And then Kamala, and everybody goes is like, and this one do, and that way we out of that, we don't want nobody
Andy, and the reason why they talk so, you understand, because they take care of his daughter. I ain't gonna go down in details, so he better know when he calling here. Once I listening, don't call here, because call us what they do for your daughter. You understand? Only you gotta kiss ass for that long when only get $2. Only can't be kissing behind for that long. It is too long. This whole country suffering. There's that one school has been done over, and the Ministry of Education got the most money, and no school done over. The roads and them, every time you buy gas, there's a tax about to fix the road. There is none of our streets and business being fixed. And we come in here to talk about silk and all kind of foolishness. All because you all been molested when you all were small. You think you're supposed to defend it? It's okay, come out of it. And you know, so sad, Andy. These are the people who just call God's name and say they love God, but they hate people. And let me tell you something. All PNM supporters hate God. And I make no apology for what I'm saying this morning. To support Keith Lucifer Rowley, You can't love God. Great is them, not great is God. Anyway, Trinidad and Tobago, all you have a great day. Whatever you do, put God first and our children after, because our children's future is at stake with this wicked man you all have as a government.
That's an exercise in deconditioning, boy. Thank you very much, Ghost. Well done.
Stand your ground. Push back.
What? This hour? The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your important contribution on the number one program this morning?
Good morning.
Again, gentlemen, the Barpo here again. Gentlemen, Jacob had a press conference recently. That's after he had this meeting with Rowley. And every citizen in this country is supposed to be calling for his resignation right now. When he could come and look the public and tell them he trying to keep the murder rate at less than 50 for the year, for the month. Look around you every single day and look around and see how much 30 people is. And you tell me, who are those 30 people that he wants and comfortable with to have killed and murdered in this country for the month to keep his murder rate that he looking for? And people accept this nonsense that a police commissioner could come and tell the population, hear what, my target is to keep the murder rate 30 and less for the month. So he would keep crime at a standstill. Madness in this country. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much. Next caller, morning caller. What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
1.4 million.
Next caller. Morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution that's hurting you, that you need to bring to the front burner for the thousands of people that listen to this number one program? They don't know Bacchanal program. They don't know Aisha. They don't know this. There is a bread and butter. This is a very serious program, and we are dealing with very serious people that are hurting. The hospital is in a mess. The healthcare system in a mess. The education system in a mess. The national security ministry, everything in a mess. Anyone we can get gunned down anytime. We could get a car robbed. Boy, go ahead, caller.
Morning, Andy. Calling from St. James. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mikey.
Good morning. Good morning.
My main issue this morning is those 12,000 children who failed the common entrance so poorly.
Yeah, right. It's hard, yes.
If our future are the children, then we have to admit that our future is bleak. We have a very bleak future. If we are looking towards those kids taking this country forward, man, oh man, we are going down at a rapid pace, even further than we are right now. You see, the thing is that within the next 5 years, they would be of the correct age to, they can't get a job, but they could purchase a gun. Do you exactly know what's going to happen in this country? Boy, you gotta do it.
And it's so frightening. Go ahead, caller. Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Andy and the Ground Report. This is Rick Starr from New York City.
Go ahead, New York City.
I want to congratulate the Ground Report because you have all the PNM people listening. They had nothing to do. They're just listening to Andy. Andy's the greatest. You and Lennox and Mighty K, you guys are the best. What I want is that the UNC have to start identifying with the Ground Report. The UNC have to start identifying themselves with the Ground Report, because the Ground Report is the one that actually mobilizing the country. You have the biggest ground support it has. So the UNC have to start identifying. You guys have to start to actually talk to Ms. Amid and Rudal Munilal and get this thing going. It's going to happen. You guys are so successful. I congratulate you guys. Thank you for the good job you guys doing.
Thank you very much. The Ground Report is an independent entity, right? And yes, if the UNC align themselves with the Ground Report, it will be always business as usual, that the people of Trinidad and Tobago, you the listeners and what it is going on, must come first. And the UNC still will be held accountable by the Ground Report the same way as we are trying to hold this present Rowley-led PNM destructive, devilish, blight administration at this point in time. Everything crashing. We all of our life in a mess. No future, no work. Unemployment a mess. The roads bad. Nothing working. Morning caller. Where are you calling from?
And not trying, we are in fact doing so. Not trying to hold them accountable. We are holding them accountable.
We are holding everybody accountable. Go ahead, caller.
Andy, the caller is right. The UNC should more align themselves with the Gong report, because at the end of the day, jump low, most of the callers that call here is defenders of the country, and the UNC is also a defender of this great country. So we can't be uneducated like Batari and the go along, get along, than CFP and then can with the scholar and Aisha program and with the scholar Sharon Felix Zone. And I wonder, you can name it makeup or break up. I think it's a precious of somebody before Aisha. You call and you give her a song and say who you love and thing and who done with you. This is the Gong report. And the Gong report is who has become the Gandhi. What become that fit in Sandy Gandhi? Or let us say what they want.
Thank you very much, Anderson Wilson.
The trade union movement to turn around.
Nice.
Go ahead. Yes.
Oh boy. Cough, if you're hearing me, give me a visual of the studios of 104.7 More FM. Don't forget, today is Monday, Trinidad and Tobago. After the Ground Report, between 9 and 10 a.m., you're going to get Rhea with That's Not Love. From 10 to 12, you're going to get Sense and Sensibility, Robert Amar, Ruby Gem, from 10 to 12. So stay locked on to 104.7 More FM. Morning caller.
Lots of information.
Nice. Next caller again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Locksmith, anything they say is 3 minutes before the hour. You'll still try to take 3 more calls while I'm waiting for a visual.
I want to say it is nice to be once again engaging in a full program. Of course, the last 2 weeks has been very hectic one, very vivacious and dynamic, but of course much of the work has been done, and look forward to some what I consider to be a lot of fireworks in the next coming week of the Ground Report. Good morning.
Morning caller.
Good morning, sir. I'm calling on behalf of a friend, Mr. Joseph, right?
And where are you calling from? What area? Just give me your area.
It's point 410.
All right, point 410. You go ahead. You're calling on behalf of Mr. Joseph.
Steve Joseph.
Steve Joseph. All right, let's hear.
Yes, he's at his job, so he can't make the call. It's been since January, and he has gotten his inspection certificate and approval for a meter butter for his apartment in point 410. And he had gone to RIC. We just reached the MP and the councillor, finally asking to help. He has gotten all his documents, given TNTech everything. They call him to pay his money, and then he snapped with a letter from TNTech telling him he has to ask the existing person who has that meter on the house or the upper stairs apartment to give TNTech permission to reposition her meter in his new panel box before he could get his meter butter. The individual doesn't have any documents to the house. He has all the documents, all his deeds, everything. We have approached RIC. They did up and down. They tried to help. The man went out of his way, Mr. Mirage. He was very, very helpful. He did all what he had to do. We brought the documents to them. I can also bring the documents to you, right? If you give me a time, I can available
you don't have to bring it.
you.
What you'll do is you will also, I'll give you an email for myself and Lennox Smith, because he's more the legal minor. So you'll make sure you will.
And TNTech is saying that the customer who have the old meter have more authorization to the building than him. He went. They make him put on a 3-meter panel. There's 2 apartments downstairs. He has one, and she's occupying the upper floor, right? And they are saying to him in this final email to RIC, Mr. Mirage, that he has to ask her permission to reposition before TNTech can give him meter water. This is the 3rd inspection. It's going to expire on the 2nd of August. The electrician is helping everybody. We went to the MP. He said he's going to assist 3 weeks. And then when he put it on to the councillor, Ms. Hagley, she said she's going to get back to him. Lo and behold, last week when he talked to her Tuesday evening, she asking him back for his phone number. They dancing him. And listen, These people, I am seeing people changing the meter, taking out meter, joining TNTech line, squatters getting lights. It's about 15 people we check in the community that got lights and doesn't have a document, don't have a deed, don't have nothing. And TNTech is playing the fool in point 410. And they don't want to give us the freedom of information about how the person got the meter in her name, when did she transfer it, right? And who is the account holder, the old account holder. Because that would have been his grandparents, and she would have been 9 years old when those people died. So how could she get authorization from 2 dead people? And he has a deed in his hand from since the grandfather died, when the document, the billion was probated. It's unfair to this gentleman. I am looking at the house that the people change the meter around and join the cable.
Caller, the best person to
and
give
TNTech ain't saying nothing.
Wow. Caller, the best person that will...
They're using words as reposition, replace. A set of synonyms they're using to say that, in other words, she have more weight and more strength on TNTech than TNTech have on itself. I want to know from TNTech, who owns the meter bottle? The wiring is more than 50 years old. She's now taking an electrician, coming to the house and putting breakers and panel and put him on a breaker in a panel and telling him he have to pay, she have the lights. And he cannot get it. They have 3 meter base there, new inspection, and they don't want to give the boy his meter bottle.
Wow.
They don't want to give him it.
Yeah, what to do, caller? I call me after the program. At least only give me at least 15-20 minutes first after the program to make the calls. So I'll be able to answer you all, right? Because I'll have to rack up in studio, do all those different things and all, right? So call me after. I'll put you on to Lennox Smith. He will be able to guide you accordingly. He more have that legal ability to be able to guide you accordingly. Me don't dance and no dance that me know about. It's only dance that I know about. Right? But I understand your pain because I heard a lot of issues just like that. And right now with our people in Trinidad and Tobago that are listening to what you're saying there, and that issue is going on with many people in this country. People holding deed and other people had the TNTech bill, and it's like they have more rights and this and that is a kind of real bacchanal drama scenes. Right? So give me a call after the program. Right?
Saying but reposition and he has to, and they wouldn't accommodate him. It's unfair. It's unfair.
So true. Oh boy. Call me after the program. Director Cuff, thanks so much for giving me visual in the studios of 104.7 More FM. Rhea, That's Not Love already are in studio. And after Rhea, you're going to get Robert Amar, Ruby Gem, Sense and Sensibility. Don't forget Director Cuff after we close off. Cut All Lives. Facebook, YouTube, Cut All Lives after we close up. Lennox Smith, your closing comment there, quick. Before we
don't forget, of course, tonight I think it is wonderful to be back again. Of course, I feel very, very comforted, and of course, I want to say thanks to you for holding on, of course, all this time, and of course, expressing all of the information that people are benefiting from. Don't forget tonight, of course, on the Corridor Transformation from 8 o'clock, only on Facebook. The number to call, of course, is 358-1003.
Nice. Oh boy. Trinidad and Tobago, after God, family must comes first. Be safe on the nation roads. Until tomorrow morning, please God, the Pitbull, the Ground Report team, we are out of here. Rhea, after the disclaimer, you could go ahead. After the disclaimer.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.